Welcome to our chilling tale from the misty corners of England, where the shadows hold secrets that are better left untouched. Our story begins in the late 1970s, in a quaint Victorian-era hotel nestled on the outskirts of a sleepy town. The hotel, known as the Raven's Rest, was a charming establishment with a reputation for its warm hospitality and old-world charm. Little did anyone know this tranquil facade would soon be shattered by a mystery that defies explanation. The Raven's Rest was renowned for its peaceful ambience, drawing visitors seeking respite from the bustling city life. Among its guests was a young couple, James and Emily, who were looking forward to a weekend getaway from their busy lives. They arrived on a crisp autumn evening, greeted by the hotel manager, Mr. Hawkins, who was known for his courteous yet somewhat distant demeanor. If you're enjoying this spine-chilling tale, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our eerie stories. Now, back to this story. Mr. Hawkins led them to their room, a quaint and cozy space on the third floor, with a view overlooking a dense, misty forest. The couple was immediately charmed by the room's antique furnishings and the gentle crackle of a fireplace that added a touch of warmth to the cool evening air. Little did they know that their peaceful retreat was about to turn into a nightmarish ordeal. As the evening wore on, James and Emily retired to their room after a delightful dinner at the hotel's restaurant. Exhausted from their travels, they drifted into a deep sleep. However, around midnight, Emily awoke to a strange sensation of coldness and an unsettling silence. She glanced over at James, who was still soundly asleep, and noticed that the room had become eerily quiet, the usual sounds of the night completely absent. She decided to investigate, thinking perhaps a window was left open or the heating had failed. As she ventured into the hallway, she was struck by an unusual sense of disorientation. The familiar hallways of the Raven's Rest seemed unfamiliar, twisting and turning in ways that defied the hotel's layout. Confused and growing increasingly anxious, Emily wandered through the corridors, trying to find her way back to their room. The further she walked, the more she realized that something was terribly wrong. The walls appeared to close in on her, and the once comforting interior of the hotel seemed to shift and warp before her eyes. It was as though she had entered a labyrinth that had no exit. In a state of panic, Emily stumbled back towards what she hoped was the right direction, only to find that their room was gone. Emily's frantic search led her to a room that was not their own, a room she had never seen before. It was identical to their previous room, but with subtle differences. The furnishings were slightly altered, and there was a distinct feeling of coldness in the air. She tried to calm herself, thinking it was just a strange coincidence. But as she looked out the window, the view was not the misty forest, but an unfamiliar landscape. If this tale is giving you goosebumps, give us a like, share it with friends who love urban legends, and subscribe for more spine-chilling stories. Now, back to this story. With her heart racing, Emily rushed downstairs to the reception area, hoping Mr. Hawkins would be able to help. However, when she reached the lobby, she found it eerily empty. The grand chandelier that once hung majestically from the ceiling now flickered with a ghostly light. The reception desk was unmanned, and an unsettling silence hung in the air. Desperate and on the verge of tears, Emily frantically searched the hotel for anyone who could assist her. After what felt like hours of wandering through the maze-like corridors, she finally encountered Mr. Hawkins. However, his demeanor had changed. He seemed distant and unperturbed, as if he was not fully present. Mr. Hawkins calmly informed her that there had been a mistake. Their original room was no longer available due to a booking error. He assured her that a new room had been prepared for them, and he led her back to the room she had previously discovered. Emily, too exhausted to argue, accepted the situation and returned to the room with Mr. Hawkins. When morning came, James and Emily awoke to find the hotel was back to its normal, charming self. The strange occurrences of the night seemed like a distant dream. They questioned Mr. Hawkins about their experience, but he only offered vague explanations. as if he knew more than he was willing to share. Their original room was nowhere to be found. It was as though it had vanished into thin air. James and Emily left the Raven's Rest that morning, never to return. They spoke to locals about their experience, but no one seemed to know of any such occurrences. To this day, there are whispers about the Raven's Rest and its vanishing rooms, but few can confirm the truth behind the legend. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale, be sure to hit that like button, share it with friends who love a good scare, and subscribe for more eerie stories. Thank you for your support.